Hey, how's it going? I'm Josh from 91 Tech, and the iPhone SE2 has finally been confirmed. I am so happy that this is actually happening. I realize I am a little bit late to the party on this, and I originally wasn't even going to do a video on this at all, but I really want to bring this to you guys because I think it's important, and I want to also break a couple misconceptions people have been propagating. So without further ado, let's just get into this. The first iPhone SE was released in March of 2016, and it's fair to say that we need an updated model. While the first SE isn't bad by any means, the internals are starting to get a little bit outdated, and so I think that it's about time Apple moves on. And it finally looks like they will, with the iPhone SE2 being more or less confirmed. Okay, before we talk about what the SE2 will be, how do we know we're even getting it? Well, Apple has registered a ton of new product model numbers with the Eurasian Economic Commission, and it's very likely that at least a couple of them apply to the iPhone SE2. For reference, the iPhone X has about 3 different model numbers depending on which country it's sold in, so it makes sense that the SE2 would have multiple as well, and there were 11 numbers filed. Along with the new SE, we'll be seeing some new iPads, which is pretty great, and we know that they're going to be coming soon because the devices are said to run iOS 11, which means that we're going to be getting a release before iOS 12. This is pretty awesome. So obviously the SE2 isn't completely 100% confirmed because we haven't seen it yet, but it's pretty darn likely, and I'll be shocked if it doesn't come out. Again, there are 11 product numbers, so we can assume a fair few of them go to the new iPads, but what do you do with the rest of them? So let's just assume it is coming out. When? When will Apple actually announce it? Well, people keep saying that the SE will be released in May. I personally think that's a little bit unlikely. That's just an opinion. It makes more sense for Apple just to announce it at their developer conference in early June, but hey, it could happen earlier. It's not the biggest upgrade in the world, so you never know. Regardless, within the next 2 months, we will be seeing the new SE. Alright, that's pretty awesome, but what is the SE going to even look like? This is kind of a source of contention because we're not completely sure. It's either going to retain the aluminum backing or it'll switch over to the glass and add Qi wireless charging. Obviously, I'm hoping for the latter, and it does kind of make sense for Apple to have Unity among its lineup, but they do want to keep this phone cheap, so it could go either way. What people won't like is the fact that the headphone jack is going to be gone. There's absolutely no reason for Apple to keep it around anymore, and they won't. So I want to give you a heads up there. Regardless of glass or aluminum, the SE2 will look basically the same from the front. Sorry, no crazy iPhone X display here. Touch ID and the home button will remain, although I personally think that it'll probably have 2nd generation Touch ID. Don't hold me to that. I don't think I've seen any reports on that, but I think that would make sense, and so that'll be really nice if that does happen. For the camera, we're going to be seeing the iPhone 7 sensor on the back with 12 megapixels, which is similar to the 1st generation iPhone SE. So while this isn't a boost in megapixels, I think that's okay. It's still a great camera, and what's even better is that there isn't going to be an annoying bump, like with the iPhone X or any other, newer iPhone. The front-facing camera is going to be up to 5 megapixels, which will be a huge improvement over the 2 megapixel camera it has now. That's definitely something that'll be much appreciated. For internals, this is where I want to get things straight. I've seen a few YouTubers and articles claim that the SE2 will have an A11 chip. That's not going to happen. At least, it's very unlikely. There's nothing backing this up whatsoever, and what there has been is rumors saying that it'll have the A10 chip, which makes more sense. It'll also still have 2 gigs of RAM and either 32 or 128 gigabytes of storage. So it'll be the same, but with a better chipset. And honestly, I think that's all we really need. If you're a fan of smaller phones like the SE, you probably don't need anything crazy, and using older parts like this means a cheaper price tag. Speaking of which, how much is this actually even gonna cost? This, as far as I know, hasn't really been confirmed by anybody, but the price will likely range from about $450 to $550. I really don't think Apple's gonna keep it at $350. That just seems a little bit low for a brand new phone. If it has an aluminum build, it'll probably go for $450, but if it's glass, I'd assume that it would be higher. Obviously, this is all just speculation, but all in all, it still will be what I would consider a budget phone, or at least a budget iPhone. So that's about it. It'll be a better, faster iPhone SE, and it'll be coming very soon. So what do you think about it? Is that something you're interested in? Would you buy it? Or would you rather avoid the SE lineup altogether? Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching. Again, I wasn't planning on doing this video, but I've been covering the SE2 for a while now, and so I felt I owed it to you guys to do this. Hope you enjoyed, and if you did or found the video helpful at all, make sure you hit that like button and consider subscribing for more content just like this. Follow me over on Twitter and Instagram because that'd be pretty cool of you, and with that all being said, I'm Josh from 91 Tech, and I will see you all next time.